Hello, this is Eric of Not BIOS coming to you live with the Scarlett Solo and the Shure MV7. So what I want to find out is the microphone itself, using the audio through that, USB to the computer or auxiliary out through the microphone itself, just as good, or is the Scarlett Solo from Foresight a better option? I do know it amplifies the volume more, so I'm going to actually be using XLR, be going through the microphone, USB recording through the computer, as well as using this right now. It's going to the camera right now with this 1/4 inch jack down to this 1/8 cable going to my camera. So the question is, what sounds better? And right now this is a loaner, so I'm trying it out to find out what is actually better to use. Scarlett Solo or mic direct? Now let's get started. Studio. This is Eric of Not BIOS, and I'm going to be testing this mic, the Shure MV7, connected USB to the PC. I'm recording both on the PC and the headphone jack out to the camera, and I'm actually using a Rode wireless scope because when I connect auxiliary, the cable length is about 15 feet, and sometimes, no matter which cable I use, I've tried multiple cables, I'd get some interference and static randomly happening in the audio, and that just is not going to work. So the Rode wireless go, the camera is set, I believe, to 11 for the Sony ZV-1 on the gain. And to keep it consistent, I'm going to actually use the Sony little remote here and go to my chin and here. Now, let's talk. The fox with socks jumped into the box. Its fur shone like the sun. When the fox runs, he runs down, down, down the darkish hole. And now to the Scarlett Solo. Okay, this is Eric coming to you through the Scarlett Solo. So right now I'm connected through XLR to the Scarlett Solo, and I have USB-C out to the computer, USB-C out, and I seem to be coming through louder on the computer. I don't seem to have to add as much gain, which is pretty cool that way. And using the headphone out on the Scarlett Solo to the auxiliary on the camera itself. So the question is, how am I coming through? Let's test this out. The fox with socks jumped into the box. Its fur shone like the sun. When the fox runs, it runs down, down, down the darkish hole. So the question is, what came through better? Next week, I'll be testing the Wave XLR. So the Elgato Wave XLR, and I'm going to see how the audio compares to this. You might be wondering why I didn't tuck this cable away. Well, right now this is a loaner product I'm using, so I'm just trying to use it for this recording to find out if it actually improves audio. Now, what I'm going to do is go between the Scarlett Solo auxiliary and this mic and back and forth, switching back and forth between both different options. So recorded with the camera, Scarlett Solo, and this mic, auxiliary, this mic, and Scarlett Solo. Oh, and by the way, if you notice the tracks playing back and forth, I normalized the audio to make it harder to tell which one's which, so you know exactly if the quality is different. I didn't change any other setting other than normalizing the audio volume. The fox with socks jumped into the box. Its fur shone like the sun. When the fox runs, he runs down, down, down the darkish hole. The fox with socks jumped into the box. Its fur shone like the sun. When the fox runs, it runs down, down, down the darkish hole. So I don't have a good pair of headphones to isolate the audio, so I actually need your input about how this audio sounds. My speakers are pretty decent, but I can tell you right now, the Foresight, the actual Solo model here, is a lot louder for input volume. So that's one thing it has, because I can actually increase the monitor volume as well as the amp volume. So when I actually did the recording here, to actually get equivalent volumes when I believe connecting to the camera auxiliary out, I had increased by 8.3 decibels, despite the fact I actually lowered the camera, which is the Sony ZV-1, from plus 12, which is basically 12 volume out of 30, down to 8. And yet it was still louder than the mic connected to PC running auxiliary out. And the mic itself, I did turn down, I believe, 2 notches, because if I have the auxiliary out on the mic at full volume, it just ruins the audio. I actually found that, and you have to have at least 2 notches lower on this MV7 in order to get proper audio out the auxiliary. For USB, with the Scarlett Solo, I have it in mono. I don't understand why it's mono, and through the microphone it was stereo. Not sure if anyone could answer that one for me, but leave a comment below so I can actually hear your input. I don't know which one sounded better, because through these speakers I'm really limited. A closed headphone system is a much different, much better way to observe audio. Thanks for watching, and have yourselves a most wonderful day.